Who is Jesus to me? I still remember a flyer I picked up in church when I was maybe a young teenager, and it really impressed me. This is what it said. Jesus, you are different. You stood by the woman caught in adultery when everyone wanted to put her away. You visited the tax collector when everyone was appalled by him. You called the children to come to you when the others sent them away. You forgave Peter when he cursed himself. You praised the poor widow when everyone overlooked her. You chased away the devil when everyone else had fallen for him. You promised heaven to the criminal when everyone wished him hell. You called Paul to be your follower when everyone feared him as a persecutor. You fled fame when everyone wanted to make you king. You loved those who were poor when only the wealthy counted. You healed those who were sick when everyone had given up on them. You were silent when everyone accused you, scorned you, and whipped you. You died on the cross when everyone was celebrating Passover. You took on the guilt when everyone was washing their hands in innocence. You rose from death when everyone thought everything had finished. Jesus, thank you for being different. And thus began a story of being fascinated with Jesus that has never left me. When I became a student of theology, the first big lecture I heard was called Jesus, Life and Work. I learnt about historical critical scholarship, which added a whole new enriching depth to my understanding of the New Testament. As a postgraduate student, I then took a careful look at historical Jesus research, culture and doctrine, and at what exactly is meant with the difference and dissimilarity and uniqueness of Jesus. Does it mean that Jesus was just a little different from his contemporaries, or quite the opposite to them? Did he fit into this world at all? Did his ministry bear any resemblance to ministry others may have exercised? Or is it without parallel, analogy even? Was Jesus dissimilar to Judaism? Was Jesus dissimilar to the early church, or both? And how can we know anyway? And there was an ethical dimension to my studies as well, uncovering the history of ugly anti-Judaism in New Testament studies. Jesus asks his disciples, "Who do you say I am?" An honest answer will inevitably draw on context, be shaped by that context, and few are more honest than the famous padre in the First World War called Woodbine Willie, Geoffrey Stoddard Kennedy. Under the impression of the horrors of war, he wrote the poem High and Lifted Up, and here are 4 pertinent lines from it. God, the God I love and worship, reigns in sorrow on the tree, broken, bleeding, but unconquered, very God of God to me. On my knees I fall and worship that great cross that shines above, for the very God of heaven is not power, but power of love. For me, Jesus Christ is that great combination of amazing challenge, follow me, and everything that entails, and a level of depth to grace that I cannot fathom. Living with him in my heart and mind gives my life meaning and purpose. It's the best thing anyone can do, period. Through Jesus Christ, I belong to the worldwide community of the Church, from and with whom I continue to learn on life's journey. My whole understanding of faith centres on Jesus Christ. I have a Christocentric theology, if you will. In the words of the feminist theologian Catherine Tanner, Christ epitomises in supreme form God's overall intent with respect to us, and thereby gives that intent a concrete shape we can follow. Let me conclude with a blessing. May the babe of Bethlehem bring you peace. May the child of Nazareth bring you joy. May the man of Galilee bring you strength. May the Christ of Calvary bring you courage. May the risen Jesus bring bring you hope, and the ascended Christ, a foretaste of his glory. So may God bless you. May God in Christ bless you richly in these days of Lent.